Rescuers were led to this house by a malnourished mother dog. When they saw what was within, they were stunned. Given that dogs are among the kindest animals on the planet, these rescuers were devastated to see a mother dog that was very malnourished. However, they were really taken aback when she showed them her home. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Pit bulls are thought to be among the most violent dogs in the world. Even while some of these dogs have a reputation for being vicious if they are raised incorrectly, or even from birth, this reputation has tragically led to the stigmatization of the nice, affectionate puppies in this breed. With a relatively low adoption rate, they are among the most prevalent breeds to be discovered at rescue shelters. Shelters such as the Villalobos Rescue Center are crucial because of this. Given that the shelter is the one that is featured in the American television series Pit Bulls and Parolees, you may recognize its term rather well. The focus of the Animal Planet television program was on the 11-year contract dog trainer for the City of Los Angeles Animal Services, Tia Torres, and her team of parolees as they saved pit bulls. The shelter was first established as a wolf dog rescue facility in California in the 1990s. But after realizing how many of these terrible puppies were being abused or abandoned, it started to take in and rescue pit bulls. Their program Pit Bulls and Parolees quickly came to be. It was in Louisiana that the shelter relocated, and it was then that they realized just how much these creatures needed their assistance. And their hearts were broken by the tale of one specific mama dog. For the refuge, it had begun as any other day. They frequently received calls about stray dogs in need of assistance, and that day was no exception. The Villalobos team dispatched some volunteers to look for the pit bull and her puppies after receiving a call from a worried neighbor regarding the dog, who was obviously a new mother, wandering the streets. But they discovered something shocking. Parolee Country Matt and volunteer Scott Sugar Hill went to help the puppy. It was not long before they located the stray puppy as they continued to drive up the street where it had been seen. Taking cautious not to approach the mother dog too closely, since they were unsure of her reaction to strangers, they pulled up and stepped out of their vehicle. But apparently, they had nothing to worry about. The mother pit bull approached the two men with caution, waving her tail the whole way. She was anxious to shower them with love and compassion, demonstrating her obvious optimism that they had come to rescue her. She was nervous, though, because she didn't sure how the males would respond. For Sugar and Matt, this raised some serious red flags right away because it might be evidence of past abuse. Luckily, the two men understood exactly what to do and moved fast to get close to the dog so they could worry over her. The mama pit bull sank into Matt's embrace right away, so relieved that someone was finally offering her some affection. She came across the road and, looked me in the eyes like she was just asking for help, Matt remarked. If things hadn't been so depressing, it would have been a very great sensation. The two rescuers could see the extent of the dog's condition as she approached. She had highly big and plump teats, which was even more concerning given that she was obviously malnourished and hadn't eaten well in a while. She couldn't be providing her puppies with all the nutrients they needed given her bad condition. However, the dog was as kind and amiable as she could be in spite of her unfortunate circumstances. Sugar remarked, I was just shocked when I first saw her. It's obvious from looking as this mother dog that she is expecting puppies, and if she is in this much shape, I worry about what condition the puppies may be in. Before they could assist the puppies, though, the two volunteers had to locate them. Surprisingly, though, the mother pit bull started guiding the men toward a house that was just a short distance away, as if she knew they were there to assist her. The two guys were baffled as to why the dog had been abandoned on the street, given that her residence was only 20 feet from where they had discovered her. They went to the house and banged on the front door in the hopes that someone could tell them more about the predicament they had gotten themselves into. A man opened the door after a short while of waiting. After introducing themselves, Sugar and Matt asked the man if the mama pit bull belonged to him. Although the man claimed to be the owner of the dog, he informed the two rescuers that he had been arrested and was currently serving time in jail for his offense. This had virtually left the pit bull in the custody of the remaining tenant. When Matt and Sugar attempted to inquire as to why the mother was so thin and living on the streets, The man stated that he had been taking care of the puppy. The two rescuers weren't persuaded that this was accurate, though. What's more, they were concerned that the mama had been taken from her puppies when the young dogs were plainly still nursing from her. But Sugar and Matt both understood that getting answers from the father was not as crucial as reuniting the mother and her puppies. In an attempt to reunite the family, Sugar asked the pit bull's owner if he could take the babies with him and bring them all to the Villa Lobos shelter. Things started to become worse at that point. The owner abruptly became very irate, telling the two rescuers they were annoying him before shutting the door behind them. Sugar and Matt were taken aback by what they saw in the man. They were aware that the puppies were inside the house and that their mother was missing, but it was obvious that the man would not allow them to bring the family back together. There were two probable explanations for this. To make some extra cash quickly, the owner would have considered selling the puppies to other families. The father may have refused to give up the puppies for a darker motive, such as his intention to train them for fighting, a practice that, regrettably, is still common among pit bulls, even though it is illegal to employ them in dogfights. Sugar and Matt decided to take the mother dog back to the shelter by themselves, realizing that there was nothing more they could do at that very moment. The earlier they began her treatment, the better, as it was evident that she required it to recover. They were determined to get the puppies back, though, and they weren't done with the dog's owner yet. Sugar and Matt were able to obtain a warrant from a nearby lawyer who was assisting with the dog's case shortly after saving the mother pit bull. At last, the two men were allowed to enter the residence and retrieve the puppies. However, the state of the young dogs horrified the rescuers and another volunteer, Laura, when they arrived to take possession of the animals. Given that they had not had their mother to nurse them, the first two that were taken out of the house were in reasonably decent shape, if a little skinny. The next three, though, were in far worse shape. They appeared to have some health issues and were smaller than the initial pups. Fortunately, though, they were now in capable hands and on their way to the shelter, where they would receive the necessary care. Everyone's hearts warmed to see the family reunited as Sugar and Matt took the puppies to see their mama as soon as they arrived in Villa Lobos. The mother was so happy to have her puppies back that she waggled her tail in recognition of them right away. The young puppy's mother hurried over to begin nursing them as soon as they were placed in their new basket. At the wonderful sight of the mama taking care of her offspring, everyone knew that the family would all be okay. What a fantastic mother dog. This tale demonstrates that every puppy, regardless of breed, deserves a chance, since they can end up being the cutest creature you've ever laid eyes on. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.